Evening, Year 11. One last one just to help you along the road with medicine for tomorrow's exam. Just going to quickly do theme 2 prevention and hopefully not get removed for spreading medical disinformation. So here we go. Right, so in the medieval period, 500 to 1500, we've generally got two approaches. One is religion, where they're encouraging prayer, superstition, etc., because they don't know how to prevent it, because they've got no understanding, so they're resorting to the supernatural approach. You could also put movement of planets and stuff like that in there as well. But generally, we talk about the Catholic Church in England and a religious approach to prevention. It's why you see people flagellating themselves to try and prevent Black Death spreading. You've also got the more common sense practical approach based around the 4 humours, which is about balancing those humours of blood, yellow bile, black bile and phlegm, mainly bloodletting to balance out blood. And that was done as a prevention as well as a treatment. And it was also the fountain of any knowledge at all, really, in the medieval period. And of course, you could chuck Hippocrates and Galen in there to name drop them as the people behind the prevention method, which was obviously done, the bleeding was done by barber surgeons. You've also got soothsayers, giving people potions and various different prophecies and things like that as ways to prevent themselves from getting ill. You've also got the development of stuff like alchemy, herbal remedies, etc., etc. So you've got a fair range of things that try to prevent illness and disease in the medieval period, but very few actually did anything at all. Then we enter into the early modern periods, and as we know, things become more scientific, which means preventions are likely to become more scientific, such as we get EAM. Now, I should have mentioned, if we put EAM as the first one, but put it down as the second one. Now, EAM obviously is it's prevention because they use quarantine, which prevents the Black Death from spreading to the whole rest of the north of England for me. You've also got burying bodies immediately in the garden, burning all possessions, using vinegar to put coins in, stop the spread of the plague. So that's a really good one to use. You've also got other scientific methods such as James Lind using lime juice to prevent sailors from getting scurvy. We've also got Alexander Gordon preventing the spread of child bed fever by using chlorinated water. You've also got a whole range of other things based around cold water, such as plunge pools, piers, cold water treatment, all done to try and prevent the spread of illness and disease. You've also got a load of things around vegetables, shaped like parts of the body, and eating vegetarian diet. So you've got all kinds of interesting other ideas that are done to prevent the spread of illness and disease. So like we said, we're not fully there in terms of understanding the knowledge, but there's definitely an improvement. Now, as we enter into the industrial period, we get the main thing which we associate with prevention, which is vaccines. First vaccines done by Jenner, which is cowpox to vaccinate for smallpox, which is an improvement on the old method of inoculation. Obviously, it gets there by a scientific approach of observation. You could also mention John Snow, who prevents the spread of cholera by taking the handle off the water pump in Broad Street. And again, he's using the classic scientific approach of observation, recording data, looking for patterns to make that discovery in the first place. So that's also really important. And those two are seemingly moving us towards the germ, which takes us into Koch and Pasteur, who in the 1870s, after Jenner and Snow, discovered a germ. That then obviously leads to discovery of more germs using a microscope, which then means they can develop different vaccines. I think the first one is chicken cholera for cholera, and then you've got anthrax, and then a whole raft of vaccines for things like rabies, diphtheria follow on to that. So Jenner, Snow, and then Koch and Pasteur in the industrial period really sort of skyrocket prevention forward. Then in the more recent period, you've got the MMR, and I think this is what I got cancelled for last time. So just to be very, very clear, MMR, measles, mumps and rubella vaccine, we see that as a bit of a step backwards because the Sun newspaper produced an article saying MMR is responsible for autism in children, which it isn't. Hopefully that's not what's getting me cancelled for medical misinformation. But that then obviously takes a step back for vaccinations because you have to vaccinate up to 80% of people in order for vaccines to be effective. So we see this as a bit of a like, although we've got vaccines for lots of different things, we've also got distrust of medical professions and big pharmaceutical companies and stuff like that. And obviously we've got the more recent COVID-19 vaccine developments where you could use it as a positive in the very quick production of vaccines. You could also use it in negative because again, people are not always fully trusting of the vaccines that they're being given. Hopefully that won't be taken down for you exam tomorrow. Best of luck again. See you in the next one.